on, y'all? My name is Adrian, and today is the second video of Woodwork is really cool. So, today we're going to make another God box. I had a friend who saw the order that I made for my other customer right here. Shout out to Ben. She wanted a God box as well. However, she's a huge fan of bright colors and unicorns and glitter. So I was like, all right, so what do you want it to look like? She said, doesn't matter. Make it bright, make it colorful, make it glittery. And if you can throw in some unicorns, that'd be cool too. So I'm going to do just that. The overall structure of this box is going to look a lot like this one. This is actually the very first one that I made before I made two identical ones for other customers. Obviously, it's just your normal rectangular shape here. You have the little compartment in the front. There's an acrylic pour at the top, and it's blue with a little bit of silver trim. What I'm going to do with hers is I'm going to make it more colorful, obviously. So instead of blue, I'm going to base my color choices off of these cool little unicorn stickers I found at Michael's the other day. Well, actually, one of these is a cat, but yeah, there you go. So what I really like about them is that they have glitter inside of them. I figured that I'll add these to the box. They'll be like little moments of interest. And what I also saw about this that made me want these were the colors. The little cat's green, so I'm going to use a green for part of the box. I'm going to use a pink. Definitely going to use a purple. And then I'm going to use a blue. The unicorn is actually white and blue, but I'm going to mostly use blue. And so I was like, all right, cool. Got my colors. How do I add more glitter? So I'm going to be using acrylic paints, some with the medium, some without. And I want it to be sparkly. So I'm thinking for the blue, I have these blue, I said blue so many times. Drink every time I say blue. Actually, don't do that. Don't do that. Take care of yourself. For the blue paint, I'm going to mix in these different glitters right here. This one right here is an aqua. So obviously it's a little blue green moment right there. But it has these cool little sparkly glittery pieces in there. You can see green, you see blue, again, you see pink. I love the shift that's in that one. And then there are these two other blues. One is just called blue. Oh my god, how many times am I going to say blue? And another one's called dark, that color, blue. These also are glittery. However, the glitter pieces are a bit bigger in there. They have a similar color shifts in there. You got the pink, you got the blue, you got the green, a little bit of gold in that one I can see, but they're bigger. So I think that'll kind of add a nice little variety of glitter within that paint. All right, and next for my green acrylic paint, I have these green glittery acrylic paints I'm going to mix within them. One is a mint, which is kind of more in that aqua family. There's a little mix between the blue and the green, you know. That one has some nice big chunky sparkly glitter pieces in there. And then here's one with the finer bits of glitter in there. This one's called Evergreen, which I really like. This one has smaller little bits of glitter in there as well, but as you see, there's a lot of color shifts in there. It's so gorgeous. And then we have Emerald right here, which have those nice bigger pieces of glitter in there. This one has more of like your green, blue, and yellow shifts in there. I don't really see that many pink pieces or purple. And for the pink, I have a glitter acrylic paint called, you guessed it, pink right there. That one is probably my favorite. It looks like it has all the color shifts in there. I see blue, I see purple, I see green, I see yellow, I see orange. It's just like, it's really reflecting off of the light right there. I love that. And then I have one called Tangerine or Mandarin, which is kind of interesting. This one to me looks more like a salmon. It's a bit of a warmer pink. I see almost the same color shifts as I did with the pink, but it's a lot finer. And so for my purple that I'm gonna do, I don't have purple glitter paint, but I do have blue and I have pink. I think if I mix these together, it won't necessarily make purple, but those mixed inside of my purple acrylic paint, I think will look really beautiful. I'm really excited to see how this works out. So I got my colors, I got my glitter, and I was thinking, what else do I need? Well, more glitter. So I found these glitter glues right here. One is purple right there, very nice and fine. That one kind of has like a more of a blue, pinkish shift in there. And then there's a blue one, which is just straight up sparkly. It looks all silver shifty in there, but that one I feel like you can see that from a mile away. Look how shiny that is. Whoa. And then one that's green, which kind of looks a lot more like the emerald paint that I had earlier. That one's very similar to the blue. It doesn't have different color shifts in there, but is very, very sparkly and reflective. And then I didn't find pink glitter glue, but I did find this white glitter glue that had a pink shift. I thought that was so cool. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do little accents of these glitter glues in different places around the box. Where yet? I don't know. I'm gonna kind of make it up as I go, but I think that'll look really, really cool. And since the theme is unicorns, you know, we went all out. Me and Corey were in Michael's, who went up and down all the aisles looking for unicorn things. And here's something that we found right here. It's a nice wooden unicorn cutout, which I think I'm gonna put smack dab in the middle of the box. Boom. Big ol' unicorn right there. So that'd be the first thing you see. I think that's gonna look really, really nice. It'll be really fun. I'm gonna paint this different colors. I might do a pour on it. I'm not quite sure yet. Like I said earlier, I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants. She gave me a lot of freedom when it came to this box, so I'm gonna use it. And then Corey found these really cool little charms right here. They have like a nice little rainbow shifty moment going on there. We thought these would be really cool to add on like different parts of the box, so that if she were to walk by, she's a lot like me. She likes a lot of stimulation, you know, her attention is there, it's over there, it's everywhere. So to be able to walk by and have a little charm piece on there, you can kind of just go flick, flick, you know, I think that'd be kind of fun. And last but not least, I found this unicorn stencil right here. It's not cut out yet, but I was thinking I could maybe use that, maybe spray paint or something, put that on the back or on the sides. I definitely want to just include that on the box somewhere. So now that we pretty much have the whole box decorated in my head, kinda, there's some other pieces that I was not quite sure about, but I'm thinking I might incorporate, I might not. The first one are these set of beads right here. These cool, pretty rainbow beads. I thought that'd be another cool little textured item. I'm not sure how to really incorporate that. These might not be added, but these are a maybe. We'll put those in the maybe pile. And then there's something another thing that Corey found. As you can see, he found all the cool stuff. He found this little white unicorn right here that's not painted. So our first thought was to put it on like this. It's a cool little decorative piece, but I thought about delivering it, and I found in the past that, you know, even though I really respect all of our delivery drivers, our postmen and postwomen, they do a wonderful job, but sometimes they're not as careful with art pieces as you would like them to be. So I thought if we were to put that on top, it'll definitely get knocked off and break. So what I am going to do is I'm going to paint this, maybe do a pour, don't know yet, but I'm going to put this inside of the box as a nice little surprise. So whenever she opens it, she'll have a little toy unicorn to play with. So yeah, I think I have everything all together. I know my lighting's a little weird. I picked the worst time of the day to film. Next, you're going to see me cutting out all my pieces. I won't go into great detail with that because I did already do a video of like all my measurements and the cutting, yada yada yada. I'll link that in the description below. So you'll just see me measuring all the wood, cutting it out, putting it together, and then we'll start painting and decorating and see where we go. All right, let's give it a go. First, let's measure out 2 squares out of 5.5 inches on both sides. Measure those twice, and yeah, looking pretty good. But first, we're gonna need some gloves, some glasses, and let's get to cutting. Oh yeah, look at that saw going right through that wood, so satisfying. Tap tap. Next, we'll measure out 2 pieces that are 9 inches long by 5.5 inches wide. Measure those twice, just like the first ones. Alright, time to slice this puppy up. And a slice. Ooh, look at that. Alright, now it's time to measure our last 2 pieces, which are 7.5 inches long by 5.5 inches wide. And now let's get to cutting. Woo woo. Ah, look at that one. Just like butter. Slice. Alright, now let's put everything back together to see if my measurements were right. So far, it's looking good, and yeah, looks alright. I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, let's move on. Alright, now let's grab our drill and let's screw in these sides. Right there, and there. Then we're going to flip it around and screw in this other side. Boop. Bop. And boop. Now I'm going to screw in the bottom to the box, because you know, you gotta have a sturdy foundation. Alright, so far everything's looking pretty good. Okay, then we're just screwing in our hinge. I thought I'd go a little fancy this time, so I grabbed a gold hinge instead of the normal silver that I do. Look at that puppy shine already. Okay, so now for the tricky part, the closure. I like to map it out and draw some lines just to make sure I know where I'm going. Alright, now time to screw it in. This actually took a lot more elbow grease than I was expecting, but we got it in there eventually. I actually had to switch to a bigger screwdriver because the smaller one just wasn't cutting it. Alright, so now for the other half of the closure. This one I also like to pre-mark just to make sure I know where I'm going. Putting it in, and this one has to be in the exact right spot. If not, it won't close. Alright, it's the moment of truth. Is it gonna close? Let's do it. What's it gonna do? Good job, Adrian. Now I'm going to quickly take off the top piece so I can do a little bit more woodwork. Then we're going to find the middle of the top piece, so do a line there, do another line that way. Then I made a slot that's about 4 inches wide. Alright, glasses back on, and yeah, looking pretty cool. Now I take the biggest bit that we have and I start drilling some holes alongside that line that I drew. Then I use the side of it to kind of start sawing away at it a little bit, seeing how much I can get open without having to use a different tool. Good thing this part is sped up because this takes a lot longer than it looks. Okay, so far it's okay, but we can do a little better. So let's do it. Alright, so now I'm going to use this Dremel to just kind of clean it up a bit, make sure it's nice and uniform. Next to just cutting the wood, this is probably my favorite part. Something about it is just very satisfying, you know? This did take a bit of time. I had to flip it over a few times, make sure I was really getting it nice and clean, but I think after working on it for a little bit, it got to looking the way I wanted it to look. Okay, let's do a final check, and it's alright. Not bad, but pretty good. Alright, so now it's time for the easy part. We're just going to Dremel a little notch on the side of this box, just so you can stick your finger in there, you can open it with ease. So we're shaving it down, pretty easy. This is kind of something I can do in my sleep, but then, uh-oh, it broke! Alright, so I had to grab a whole new attachment, which actually worked out because it was a better size and I was actually able to use that to clean up that middle hole a bit more. Alright, let's give it a quick check and let's see, it's good. Alright, so now we're going to look at our finished product. I'm liking the notch, my finger fits nicely in there. It opens. It closes. Let's turn it around. Look at that, the hinge is there, nice and shiny. I'm really glad I chose the gold hinge there. The slot, you can see I made it a little bigger, I cleaned it up. It's not perfect, but it's okay. You can see where the little bumps are there, a little bit of mishaps you can see, but overall, I think it's a pretty good job. Alright, so we got our box done, and when I see you next time, we're gonna do some painting. Catch y'all later.